We're all in this together.
My old home place is now under Eagle Creek Reservoir.
Every forest, every farm, and every family has a story.
Remember the way it used to be, from the days of the horse and wagon, really, through nuclear energy, but the number of acres of land has not changed. It's the same as it ever was.
When I moved to Indiana, everything was green, and it was like a mystical place to me.
I grew up in a farm. It was so vibrant, and it was so fresh, it was so filled with energy. You never had to wait in lines to do anything, and it was free, and it was always changing. Jump over streams, build lean-tos, build bridges, go fishing, look for wild berries.
Picnics, wildflower hikes, bird watching, swimming in the swimming hole.
I spent most of my life growing up in the city, so the kind of special moments that I remember are trips taken with family, places really that were cared for, set aside by people 2 generations before.
There's a wonderful hill to climb. And then when you get to the very top, there's just a spectacular valley going down with the bridges, and it has wildflowers that I've never seen anyplace else, and humongous trees that have been there for centuries. I have given land to Sycamore Land Trust, and I'm so relieved that I did that.
It was a no-brainer. We now realize that that land will be green for the next 1,000 years.
A happy thing I did.
We all have different reasons for wanting to protect our home.
I like the sense of place, and I like putting myself in those places.
That creek bottom is where my son learned how to walk.
As a downtown business owner, I find that green spaces are important not only to my enjoyment, but also to keeping and sustaining local business. It brings people in to my storefront. It makes people drawn to this area and keeps people living here and enjoying their life.
We need big, contiguous blocks of hardwood forests for cerulean warblers and other animals to survive.
It really impacts all of southern Indiana, all of Indiana, perhaps all over the Midwest. When you think about the habitat that we create, what an important role we play being in the center of the country.
Well, I can tell you as someone who participates in state-level government, you can never depend upon government to always be there. I mean, it's a struggle a lot of times to get things done.
SLT is non-political.
I like how SLT is entrepreneurial.
I like watching whitetails go through the woods when they don't know you're there.
I have a very soulful connection with the property. I think of it as a wonderful friend.
And we all have the same reasons.
I love that I can go hiking in southern Indiana, and sometimes I see brand new landscapes that I've never seen if I go to Sycamore Land Trust properties. And it's all in southern Indiana within driving distance of my home.
The green that we must have to survive as a population.
We have a great place for birds here. I like the essence of it.
We work for trees.
When I was a kid, I used to run across the street when I got off the school bus, and there was a big oak tree over there, and we used to climb up it and make forts in it, and you know, it was really part of the community and almost like another individual, and it became a friend. And it's still there, so thank goodness.
There were 4 huge tulip trees.
Trees give us oxygen, and without trees we would be dead.
We're fortunate to live between 2 protected SLT sites. The best part about those 2 sites is they are full of huge, gigantic beech trees.
This tree in particular always stood out because I've been told by an arborist that it's between 200 and 300 years old. When I projected into the future, long after I'm gone, that there will be someone who loves this place as I do, who will be walking along this very path, perhaps looking at this ancient oak tree, and it gave me the most warm, wonderful sensation.
We work for farms.
I grew up in Jasper, Indiana, and spent a lot of time outdoors. I plan to live in Jasper forever. The people in my hometown, a lot of people either were or still are farmers, and that's something that they take pride in. If a farmer wants to keep farming, I'll support that.
They called me to ask if I would preside over the annual ceremony, recognizing Hoosier farm owners who owned their farms for at least 100 years. Some of them came with 2 or 3, or in one case 4 generations of owners. You could tell from the looks on their faces that this really mattered to them, and it ought to matter to the rest of us. That kind of continuity isn't just a matter of land use, it's a matter of who you are, what you care about, and what you hope to leave behind.
When I think of the past and the different landscape, it was almost like a quilt when you flew over with all these green spaces, and it's slowly turning gray. We need to save those small plots that grow 65 different kinds of apples.
We need Sycamore Land Trust because I like local foods. I value sustainably grown local produce.
More and more people are being concerned about the distances that foods are shipped. It's a fuel and energy issue, and a lot of people like to know the farmers and have a personal connection.
Somebody has got to feed us, and everybody cannot have a backyard garden.
Local product is very important, and it's something that the client demands.
We do it for the big picture.
Sycamore Land Trust is teaching children how to like science for the first time, and a natural science.
I really enjoy getting to teach children how to understand and love nature. We stop the group and say, oh, grab your binoculars now and look at this bird coming in. It's a red-winged blackbird, and we talk about how important those are in the wetland ecosystems, and the kids just love it.
Clean water, fresh air. I grew these tomatoes.
We've been in this together since 1990.
And initially there was a big board that had tulip leaf cutouts, and every new member's name was put on a leaf. It was gratifying to see that tree fill up with leaves.
Sycamore Land Trust is actually, I believe, a model for land trusts around the country.
My husband and I wanted to make sure that this land would never become something we didn't want it to be, and maintain the forest as a working forest.
I find myself, as I wander around places that I haven't been for a while, really stunned at how we manage to continue to create strip shopping center after strip shopping center. And there are only 2 ways that the society can try to restrain that impulse. One is through government regulation of land use, and the other one is through the kinds of things that Sycamore Land Trust is so good at.
You can have a huge political tug-of-war about property rights and what the role of government should be, but the great thing about the Sycamore Land Trust is it's able to go out and work with property owners and give them a vehicle, a viable way to do it. And I think that's really valuable addition to what government might try to do to preserve green space.
As a trust officer, working with folks on their estate plans, you find out what's important to them and helping them achieve those goals. You know, SLT does that.
They respected how I wanted to do things.
They are knowledgeable, reliable, very helpful, and I trust them.
I made a phone call, and lo and behold, Dave Hudak came out, are wonderful people to talk to. They said yes, they would like very much to have my land, and I felt so relieved. And now I still have it. I will always have it until I'm gone, and then it belongs to everybody, and I can't think of a nicer solution.
And we are rewarded already.
It gives me more peace in my heart than anything else in my life.
Peace of mind.
A great peace of mind.
Oh, serenity. Oh my goodness, listen to the quiet.
Let's plan for the future.
Important watershed.
Native prairies, yes.
Physical fitness.
Rural culture.
Go outside.
For my kids.
Spread the word.
Oh, please spread the word.
We are all in this together.